Hey everyone, it's Lamphil here with a quick iRacing update for you. Week 5 was a good week overall. It wasn't very spectacular, but I put in some good performances and I had a lot more fun than I did in week 4. We'll start things off with the Dallara Dash. That was a lot of fun once again. The races were at Phoenix this week. That's a very fast circuit, too fast for some people it would appear. I managed to keep my nose clean though, and I finished quite high up in all the races I entered. I actually managed to win one when the top 3 decided they would take each other out after the first corner. It was nice to come first, but it doesn't count for anything, it's an unofficial series, so you won't hear me shouting about this from the rooftops. It's Laguna Seca next week, and that's going to be quite a messy one I think. I can't guarantee that I won't be spending some time in the gravel traps either, so look out for that one. On to the official stuff now. Street stocks were at Charlotte again, and I think I did okay. I put in some solid midfield performances that were helped along by a few late incidents further up the field. I was in some good splits, so there weren't any of the really big crashes that I saw in the first couple of weeks. I mostly ran at the back of the lead pack. It's quite a safe spot to be. You can see what's going to happen further ahead, but it's not easy to move up the field. Especially at a track like Charlotte where people generally run too wide, side drafting each other. I had to rely on people making mistakes ahead of me to gain ground. Although I didn't finish too far up the field, it was good enough for me to get some iRating back, so I was quite satisfied. I had a similar experience in Legends. I had 2 good races, which got me a positive rating. Both times I was on the heels of somebody for the entire race. The first time I couldn't get past them, my overtaking still isn't very good, and by the time I started seeing opportunities I thought I could take advantage of, my tyres were starting to go, so I didn't really feel like risking it all just to make up one place. In the second race, I managed to get by somebody when the leaders came round to lap us. In the confusion I managed to stay ahead and build up a nice safe buffer between me and the guy behind. The racing this week was at Thompson Speedway. This is a track that I was looking forward to racing on. I've seen it quite a lot while watching old modified races on YouTube, so it was nice to be able to have a go on it myself. I struggled to get to grips with it early on in the week, and I still wasn't very fast on race day. But I wasn't too far off the pace, I think I did okay considering. I really recommend the Advanced Legends series. It uses free content. The races are usually very low on incidents, and the car is a lot of fun to drive. The only downside to it really is that it's not a very popular series. It doesn't count towards your promotion requirements, so sometimes the matchmaking can be a little bit off. If you're running in Europe or the UK, then you need to wait a bit later in the day to guarantee you'll get a full field. Most of the people racing it are in North America. It's also a good introduction to car setups if that's your thing. It's an open setup series, but you've got a fairly basic amount of tuning options. I'm terrible at setting up cars, so I usually download something. But I have started comparing the different setups just to see how they're different, and maybe see if I can learn a thing or two. There's 7 circuits on the Advanced Legends series this season. Some of them you go back to at day and night. It can be quite a challenge getting up to speed on all the new tracks, but really that's the case for all new series. Your first season is always going to be quite tough because you're doing everything for the first time, and most of your opponents have been there before. That's especially true with a smaller series like this, which has quite a dedicated following. There's a few people up at the top of the table who've been doing it a long time and know all the tracks really well. Next track is Lanier, which is another one I've never been on, so next week brings a new challenge. It's also a track that I know absolutely nothing about, so I have even more to learn. That's all I've got for you this week. Like I said, it was going to be a short one. Unless something amazing happens on track next week, that's probably going to be a short video as well. I've got quite a few other things to do, including some stuff for the website, so that's all going to take priority over making these videos. I'll still try and bring you something though, even if it's just a couple of minutes. You can always follow me on Twitter. I post pictures and video clips there. both iRacing related and stuff to do with the main content on the site, which is arcade racing. That's at Highway Forever. That's 4 as in the number 4. I'll put that up on screen for you, and I'll also put a link in the description. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.